maybe, I guess, bro. All right, y'all. Yo, YouTube, what's up, bro? Oh my gosh, we're watching cases. Oh my gosh, like, you're tuning in on YouTube. You should be tuning in onto the Twitch stream. Like, what are you doing? All right, come on. Can I hear? Can y'all hear? All right, we good. All right, 4
Thomas
cold
J.
cases.
Capano, the eldest son of custom home builder Louis J. Capano, was a politically connected lawyer who had worked as a public defender, a deputy attorney general,
wanna see
and
this
city
dude's face?
solicitor.
Oh, the other
He was
dude?
managing partner of the
That's too late.
Wilmington, Delaware office of Saul, Ewing, Remick, and Saul. In the
Okay.
90s, Thomas was married
I
for
gotta read what he's
24
saying.
years with 4 daughters, but had multiple mistresses, including Anne Marie Fahey.
Oh.
Anne Marie Fahey was a single, tall, pretty, and vivacious woman. She graduated from Dover's Wesley College in 1991 and started working for Governor Tom Carper. In 1993, Anne Marie and Thomas met, and she wrote the following in her diary on April 24, 1994. "I'm afraid because I am in love with a man who has a family. I fantasize my life with him all the time. He is very gentle, intelligent, handsome, and interesting. They were involved in an affair for 3 years until she wrote the following in her diary on April 7, 1996. I have finally brought closure to Tom Capano. What a controlling, manipulative, insecure, jealous maniac. For 1 whole year, I allowed someone to take control of every decision of my life." A year before, in September 1995, she met Michael R. Scanlon, the community affairs chief of MBNA America Bank, and wanted to end the affair with Thomas, but he threatened to expose the affair. On June 27, 1996, Anne Marie and Thomas was seen in public dining at the Ristorante Panorama in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 2 days later, Anne Marie's family tried to contact her and later went to her apartment, but she was nowhere to be found. Her family then reported her missing. The authorities started their investigation and then found her diary. An agent with the Wilmington Resident Agency of the FBI's Baltimore office heard about the case and offered his assistance to local authorities. As the case progressed, local, state, and federal authorities ultimately agreed to have the FBI take the lead on the investigation, given its resources and capabilities. The FBI put together an investigative team that included the Wilmington Police Department, the IRS, and the ATF. Because of Anne Marie's relationship with Thomas, the investigators quickly zeroed in on him as a suspect. He told the police that he had invited Anne Marie to dinner. He said that the evening went well, they exchanged pleasantries, and he saw her home. According to Thomas, they parted on good terms. The investigative team used a number of creative investigative techniques to determine what actually happened that night, including toll record analysis, seizure of emails from Thomas's law firm and Anne Marie's office. Also, surveillance, analysis of gun purchase records, 4 search warrants including a 4-day search of 2 landfills, psychological profiling, and analysis of financial records. The authorities also searched Thomas's home and car for blood and hair samples, ultimately finding bloodstains on a metal radiator cover and some woodwork. A blood bank search helped recover a container of blood that Anne Marie had donated weeks earlier, and forensic exams linked her blood to the blood found in Thomas's house. The FBI also recovered a 10-page letter written by Thomas, detailing facts about his relationship with Anne Marie. It contained a timeline that mentioned he had been with his younger brother, Gerard, in Stone Harbor, New Jersey, a day after Anne Marie was last seen. That turned the team's attention to Jerry, and eventually to Thomas's other brother, Louis. More than a year later, in November 1997, Gerard was arrested on various illegal substance and weapons charges. He agreed to cooperate in Anne Marie's case, and then his brother Louis followed suit. The brothers' story was a gruesome one. According to them, Thomas took Anne Marie's life and then forced her body into a large fishing cooler that he had purchased about 2 months earlier. Thomas and Gerard drove Gerard's boat.
I just got reported on PlayStation. I don't even play the game. Who's reporting me? Yo, do I have ops on PlayStation, yo? Why are they trying to slime my account out? What did I do to you? Bro.
some 70 miles off the New Jersey coast and dumped the cooler into the Atlantic Ocean. The cooler would not sink, so Gerard shot it full of holes with a shotgun that he kept on board for shark fishing. The cooler still would not sink, so Thomas lifted Anne-Marie's body out of the cooler, wrapped 2 anchors around it, threw it overboard, and watched it sink. He then threw the cooler back into the water. The cooler was found by some fishermen, corroborating the brothers' story. Thomas also asked Gerard to help dispose of a blood-stained sofa and carpet into a dumpster, which was managed by their other brother, Louis. On November 12, 1997, the FBI agents arrested Thomas after they learned that he might be attempting to flee the country. On October 26, 1998, the state trial started and lasted 12 weeks. During the trial, one of Thomas's lovers, Debbie McIntyre, testified that about 6 weeks before Anne-Marie's life was taken, Thomas ordered her to buy a gun and give it to him. With evidence mounting against him, Thomas changed his story. He claimed Debbie found him and Anne-Marie together and threatened to take her own life with a gun. When Thomas tried to stop her, he said the gun went off by accident and ended Anne-Marie's life. Thomas said he then disposed of the body to protect himself and Debbie. Prosecutor Ferris Wharton said the following in his opening argument: "That cooler became what he always intended it to become, Anne-Marie Fahey's coffin." Thomas Capano had determined that if Anne-Marie Fahey could not be manipulated to be with him, she would be with no one forever. In the end, the jury did not believe his story. On January 17, 1999, they voted to convict him for the slaying, and he was given the end-of-life penalty. In January 2006, the sentencing was appealed and changed to life in prison without parole. On September 19, 2011, 61-year-old Thomas passed away in his sleep at the James T. Vaughn Correctional Center State Prison in Smyrna, Delaware. He lost his life due to sudden cardiac arrest. Anne-Marie's body was never found, so the manner of demise could not be established. Michelle Marie Fisher was a native of Sayville, New York, but moved to Raleigh to attend North Carolina State University in 1995 and graduated in 1999 with a degree in accounting. Michelle met Jason Lynn Young while out one night with friends, and in October 2003, they got married. The Youngs stayed in their home in the Enchanted Oaks subdivision near Lake Wheeler in Raleigh with their daughter Cassidy, born in 2004. In May 2006, the couple were involved in a single-car wreck outside Brevard, in which their Mitsubishi goes off a mountain road, down an embankment, and is partially submerged in a river. Michelle, pregnant at the time, suffers a miscarriage after the wreck, but a few months later, she was pregnant again with their son. On November 3rd, a few months later, she was pregnant again with their son. On November 3rd, 2006, Michelle's sister, Meredith Fisher, got a text from Jason asking her to run an errand for him at the house. Meredith arrives at 1:30 p.m. to find her 29-year-old sister's body, cold, stiff, bloody, and face down in the master bedroom of the house. She finds the Young's 2-year-old daughter under the sheets of her parents' bed, uninjured and asking questions about what is wrong with her mother. Jason arrived at the home and told the police officers on the scene that he left the previous night.
Wait, let me check something. Did I name the title right?
To attend a business meeting in Hillsville, Virginia, and then he went to Brevard, North Carolina to visit his mother and stepfather. The autopsy shows that Michelle lost her life due to blows to her head that caused multiple skull fractures and brain hemorrhaging. She was also strangled, had 13 lacerations on the back of her head. Her lips were badly bruised, and several of her teeth were knocked out. A strand of hair stuck in blood was found in her left hand. The autopsy finds no evidence of assault, but indicated that she was struck more than 30 times. During the detectives' investigation, the following were discovered. Blood was found in a Ford Explorer that was seized from Jason. They would later determine that the blood belonged to both Michelle and Jason. Jason was in nearly constant contact with a married Florida woman named Michelle Money, a former sorority sister of his wife's, in the months before Michelle Young's demise. They also found out that Michelle was stressed out over money and furious about a California vacation that her husband took without her. Jason also had substantial life insurance policies on his wife, later revealed to be worth $1 million. It was increased shortly before the car wreck they were involved in. Jason's computer was used to search the internet on topics including anatomy of a knockout, head trauma knockout, and divorce, before his wife was found deceased. The investigators suspected that little Cassidy was given an over-the-counter medication at the time her mother lost her life. In a turn of events, it was discovered that Jason had an affair with another woman. Days before Michelle lost her life, he sent an email to the woman saying, "I do not know how all this happened, but I know how it will end up. 2 broken hearts, but I do not care. I know there is pain in my future, but you are so worth it, even if it is only for a blink in time." Progress Energy.
Nigga, what? Who's PBM? What, is that my title? Oh, that's Playboy Max.
Michelle's former employer
Playboy
offered a
Max.
$10,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction. More than a year after the crime, the investigators returned to the house to study marks and stains that had
I ain't finna lie, this whole case got me like, I think I'm too slow to digest all this, bro. Like, I'm really watching this whole thing and I don't know what's happening.
been
I'm
analyzed
lost, man.
and saw that the house is up for sale. In October 2008, Michelle's mother filed a wrongful demise suit against Jason to try to compel him to answer questions about the case. He had 30 days to respond, but did not. 2 months later, on December 5th, a Wake County judge ruled on the wrongful demise claim, finding that Jason did take the life of his wife, ensuring that he cannot collect on the life insurance policy. Michelle's family was awarded $15.6 million in damages. They said that even though they never expected to collect anything from Jason, they were glad he was found responsible. Michelle's sister, Meredith, was awarded primary custody of the
After
nearly
Michelle Young, I'm
5-year-old
gonna end this
Cassidy,
because
with visitation rights
I feel
for
like this
Jason
is a
on
dry
weekends,
reaction, bro. I don't know what's
holidays, and other
happening. I don't even know
occasions.
what to talk about.
Only until, finally, after 37 months of building a case, a grand jury indicted Jason on a first-degree slaying charge on December 14, 2009. In June 2011, during his trial, he claimed that he was 169 miles away from his home, but the prosecutors said that he left the hotel shortly after his arrival, took time to disable security cameras in a side entrance stairwell, returned home, ended Michelle's life, and left their daughter alone with the body. In March 2012, after a retrial, Jason Young was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. In April 2014, a third trial was ordered, but in August 2015, the application was denied. Jason will remain in the medium security Piedmont Correctional Institution in Salisbury, North Carolina. Even as a child, Kelsey
Damn,
Barrett...
that's tough. YouTube, I ain't finna lie. The video is 26 minutes. Y'all can watch the whole thing if y'all want to. I just reacted to the first 2 people. It's a cool thing, but I want some deeper plot. I want some YN plot, you feel me? But yeah, peace, YouTube.